Right, so Trin isn't joining us, and
David's running late.
yeah, and David will turn up when / if he turns up. But okay, so is everyone ready to start? Or do we want to take a few minutes?
I'll sit down.
Mommy.
You are sitting down.
I'm ready to go. I don't really know what's happened. I've missed a session, I think, or two.
I didn't think we had one last week, did we?
No, we skipped last week, so...
So you didn't miss anything. You were here the week before.
Right, where are you going?
Now, I've definitely missed one.
So, what was that?
Yes,
I think
it
I think I've
is.
missed one.
Yeah, after the battle.
Yeah, and then last week we skipped. So, who would like to give the the recap to Tyler as to what happened?
We got help.
Did you kill the vampire?
No, no, we let him live. Also because he was very threatening.
I think I still got to bite something else though.
Cool. And it looks like you would have got a load of gear.
So,
Did
what
you
was
get
that?
something?
Oh yeah, you then looted the bodies of the dead vampires and gained a lot of stuff.
That's carbonara.
Oh yeah, yeah, I got the shield.
Yeah, Captain America shield.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else get anything cool?
And the pyro hat.
And a pirate.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Got 22 charisma now.
So yeah, you then journeyed from that place to
I don't remember names. With the
So-
eagles, we just landed in this little village in the north where
Oh,
the
does that
elves
mean-
are.
yeah.
Thingy the one. Obi the one.
Oh yeah, and we had to get this meeting with Obi the One, who says that a reward is waiting for us in the capital. But we, in order to get, well, I think I don't remember if it was a reward. Anyway, we have to get into this meeting, very important meeting, to understand the outcome or what happened in the Westland with vampires and everything. With the elves.
Nice.
And Obi the One, in terms of your backstory, has now given you the sprig of mistletoe for your Druid Grove.
Oh,
Yes.
cool. Nice, I'll keep that.
Oh yeah, so it was now up to you if you want to like go back and proceed to where you were looking before, or you wanna join us and
I'll carry on. I'll carry on. See where we'll see where the road takes us.
And as you say that, all of the griffins and hippogriffs and owlbears that are around you. So one sec. Right, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, you now have your sprig of mistletoe to do your sacred growth spell.
Yeah.
But one of the things that they failed to mention about this city is that the town that you're in is surrounded by a massive speak with animal spell.
yes.
Oh, cool.
So all of the griffins, hippogriffs, and owlbears are speaking common and elvish to you as well.
Very cool.
Okay, so yes, as McKelly explained, but Obi the One has basically said that in order for you guys to reap the benefits of your endeavours against the vampires, you will need to travel to Minas Ephesus, the capital, and consult with the council of that, who will then effectively vote on whether or not you are permitted to see the king of Minas Ephesus, who lives in a different realm. And once you basically have the king's affirmative that you are to be rewarded for this, you can then be rewarded as well.
So we need to get to that city.
Yes.
Cool.
So how do we arrive in Minneapolis? Do we have the Griffins, the Griffins with us, the Eagles? Because we left the horses on the other islands.
Yes, you don't have any mounts, and the eagles... Sorry guys, I'm losing all of my concentration here. What was I saying?
It's okay, man.
Go see the king.
Mount in
Yeah.
Minneapolis.
So yes, but you're not entirely sure if eagles and griffins are an option for you. It's not something that you've really explained. But the various bits of distances that you would need to travel to get to Minneapolis effectively equates to a day's worth of walking.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't like walk.
No. Would Durr know any trees closer?
But in terms of using your tree teleportation spell to get into Minneapolis, the answer would be no, because you needed second-hand information to get here, and that information turned out to be bad, which is why you ended up several miles away from where you intended.
Okay.
Maybe we could risk it, but there's no guarantee he's not going to send us back into the wasteland again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I'd rather walk.
I could just turn this into fog clouds and we could just fly there. If it's a day's walk, I think we travel like 140 mile an hour.
I think so, yeah.
Why can't we just fly on my
Winds
rug
and that.
and see you guys later?
So it's
It's
basically
mad speed.
16, 24.
24.
Yeah, it's
34.
it's 34 miles if you travel by road. If you basically just travel by wind, it's 26 miles. So how would you work out how long it would take you to travel 24 miles at 104 miles an hour?
I don't want to find out the exact wind walk. Okay. A creature has a flying speed of 300. And I guess could you double that if you use your action and movement?
Yeah, so
Would
you
that be
can.
like-
Right, so the way that I do speed is that you can either dash to double, and then if you're a rogue, like double dash to get ×4, or you can just go in a completely straight line and sprint for 3 times that. So if you wanted to do effectively a sprint version of your flight spell, that is something that you could do.
Yeah, I'm just going to type, so 600 feet.
And then in terms of like feet to miles, it's I basically just do it that your movement, for whatever that ends up being, is your effective movement for the day. So you can travel that many miles in a day. So if your walking speed is 30 feet, then you'll be able to do 30 miles.
Okay, nice, yeah.
I would double check, I think of that.
So, yeah, so 600 feet is 0.1 miles.
Yeah.
So it'll take 1 minute to go 1 mile. So it'll take about 25 minutes.
Okay. So that is something you could do as well.
You guys want to do that? I can just do that real quick. It's not a problem.
Charlotte, do you have any input on this?
It sounds good to me. I can. Can we? We can't talk to each other, can we? When we're in cloud form.
I don't think so.
No. But not unless you have,
Spend 1 minute
not unless you have
back.
telepathic powers.
So we'd kind of have to make sure that we all knew where we were going then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we also don't know where we're going.
Do I?
No.
Well,
I was gonna say, from here, do I know how to get to Minneapolis?
you know you can get there by road, like you know which road to take. In terms of journeying there specifically, you don't have any experience traveling in this area because the route that you took was this.
Would Onyx not? Because Onyx is from the place we're currently at.
She's not from here. She
I
this is
thought
her
so.
favourite terrain.
Oh, I just thought she was because she said she knew I'd be the one.
But she knows the organisation that he's part
Oh,
of.
okay.
So, but yeah, Morella has had no real experience with the sort of northern part of Minneapolis. You've only travelled into the south roads. But as I said, you know the roads and you know sort of landmarks. So you know that somewhere to your south that there is a river which will need to be crossed. You know the general geography, but in terms of first-hand experience, no, you don't know where you're going.
Can we find out if anyone in town knows where we're going?
Yeah, I mean,
There's
before we
probably
start to
not a
think
bird.
even more, can we not just ask how to get there?
Yeah, but someone who's not a bird would be good.
Oh no, birds are nice.
Birds are evil! Unless their name is Quack Morris, in which case they'll make a very nice dinner.
I don't think he can carry us.
Fordham is going to sit and sulk until a decision is made.
I mean, if you wanted to go and ask somebody, you could, but in general, they would effectively give you either the follow the road option, or but in terms of the bird people, they will give you sort of like a bearing.
Is it like I take it Minas Epidus is like a massive city?
Yes.
The massive city of the area.
Yes.
Yes,
So we'll just be able to see it. We're only 20 miles away. If you're up in the air, you just see it. There's not going to be two of them, is
We
there?
have eyes as clouds, though. Like spatial
Oh, there
awareness
is.
and all this.
Yeah, but in that point, Tyler does raise an interesting point. Not just because Minas Epidus is a massive city, but also because it is literally a 3-tiered city. There are 2 giant rocks which... sorry, guys, stop.
Not so loud.
It's a 3-tiered city, so but basically somewhere in as you are sort of looking around on the horizon and stuff, past all of the hills and stuff, or if Durr wants to turn into a bird and fly up for
Nope.
fly a little bit, you can see that there are 2 giant rocks just seemingly floating in the sky, not necessarily directly south, but in this direction, and one is there's like a large one which is floating at sort of like a midpoint, and then one which is floating up in the clouds, which is slightly smaller.
Do we know what caused them to float?
Okay, you can take a guess at it in terms of an Arcana check, or Arcana or Nature, whichever works for you.
That's Mariella knows why. Probably it's easier.
Charlotte?
What am I rolling, sorry?
They want to know if you know why the rocks have been. But as to why the Minas Epidus is in 3 separate districts that float above each other. So that'll be history for you.
Yes, indeed. Unnatural 20.
Okay, magic.
Magic.
I mean, like, is it like a purpose why they're floating, or?
Well, Marilla will basically just open her mouth and the DM will just expedite. And effectively, this area is a very highly magical place where aspects of the land don't necessarily follow the laws of physics. You've been in a couple of these places already, and this just seems to be another example of it, where for some reason these 2 giant pieces of earth are able to just simply float in perfect sync with the city. So they're not like drifting around or orbiting or any point. They're literally just hanging there.
Mm.
But from that, you do have a general bearing as to where the city is.
Alright, so either way, if we either follow the path or we just go straight, we can manage to see them.
Yes, I mean you guys are in a very sort of hilly area, and so you will need to sort of overcome the hills, as it were, before you get a clear view for this. But if you But basically, just like get to the top of a hill, turn yourself into clouds. You can then just have a straight shot there, which, as Tyler said, would take about 25 minutes.
Cool. I don't mind to do that.
Yeah, same as time if you want me to.
All right then. So, but is there anything that people want to do before they engage with us?
The sooner I
I
get
think
away
I'm
from there, the
sort of sorted from last time.
Charlotte?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, so, Duh, what does this spell of turning people into clouds look like from your point of view?
I guess I'll just shake my staff, stab it into the ground a bit, just shake it, so pores come out of it and sort of smoke starts coming out of it. And then from our feet going upwards, our bodies just turn corporeal. 10 willing creatures disappearing into a wisp of clouds.
It's more like we're riding on the clouds and actually being cloud.
Yeah, so you basically you all just turn into mist, and it's quite an odd feeling for all of you because you're used to just having form. Like it's not something that you've ever really thought about, but you are used to just being solid, and suddenly not being solid is it's very discomforting for you. At first, you feel like you're leaking, and then you lose feeling in all of your joints, and then suddenly you just feel like you're just a pair of eyeballs, and
Freaking out.
okay, and the first thing that you sort of anticipate from this is that it's extremely cold.
Totem is definitely freaking out.
I'm a cloud. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Totem does not like clouds. They are wet. They are cold. They're everything that Totem hates in this universe.
And so all of you are like these perfect little candy
I am definitely going
flossy.
to kill Doug.
You're like these candy flossy puffy clouds, and then Tordum is just like this rain cloud with lightning building inside it. Okay, so do you basically just control everybody's movements in
No,
this regard?
it's all completely up to them. It's for 8 hours. They are now just
Wait,
for the
we've
next
got to
8
save
hours
the
in
full 8 hours of
concentration.
the cloud.
They
We're going to
just
have
turn
to hang
themselves
around
into a
with
cloud or not.
No, he can dispel it. Sorry, Tyler, can you repeat that?
Yeah, it's up to them.
Okay.
I just cast a spell on them. They can choose for the next 8 hours if they want to change from a cloud to a person to a cloud. No concentration, at will. Just takes a minute to do.
Okay, and
Oh, so in 8 hours we can change shape again.
No, you can just do it now and then back, and then for 8 hours every minute you can just change forward and backwards if you want.
Oh, cool.
okay.
That is interesting.
Okay, so in regards to the material components of this, you've obviously got fire, but you also need a thing of holy water. So, Charlotte, are you willing to give up one of your holy waters for this venture?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That would be handy, yeah, thank you.
And speaking of ingredients, I haven't added your mistletoe to your inventory, but you do have it. Okay, so I'm assuming that all of you are just simply as clouds, just moving in a straight line now.
Yeah.
I think we just follow the roads and then whenever we're gonna see the big city, we're just gonna go there.
Okay, right. So as you are just flying over this land, you can see that there's this very definitive sort of break from what appears to be like very nominal ground to suddenly really lush, vibrant green lands. And I don't know if you've ever just travelled like a country road in London, in England before, where it's just a solid, just farm after farm after farm after farm of cultivated land just goes just sweeping over all of the hills, and it's all Maya. This is not good behaviour.
That's remembering the train ride from Kent to London.
Yeah, it's basically like that, and there's you can see that there are very few structures here. Like it's all just farmland, just going. Maya. Sorry, guys. What was I saying? So you've got there's all of this like lush farmland, and there's very few buildings here. But the few buildings that you see are But where you would normally just have like a wooden farm, these are really elaborate Greek villas that have multiple complexes to them, like domes with fountains in the middle, really luxuriously made places. But aside from this sort of like utopian landscape, I'm going to ask each of you what you would expect to find in such a vibrant land.
That is a very tricky question.
Like what would make this place is effectively like a countryside paradise. What would you expect to see here?
Lots and lots of food growing.
Sorry?
Lots and lots of food.
Okay, so yeah, you can see all of the farms seem to. It doesn't seem to be that. Aya, enough. It's not a case of like everywhere is sort of like a single stage of harvesting. You can see that each of these farms.
No, Aya.
You can see that each of these farms is. They all seem to be organised by where they stand in the harvest at that particular time. So you've got one field which appears to be planted. You've got one field which is in the process of being planted, another one which is sort of mid-growth, another one which is ready to be harvested, and then another one which is in the process of being harvested. And these are all in sort of row. And you basically get the idea that they've got a system in place that every single point there is something growing and something being harvested. So there's never an empty field, if that makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Very organised.
Awesome.
Charlotte, what would you like to see?
Probably loads of little animals, like deer or rabbits or squirrels or other things playing in the bush.
Yeah, so you sort of see that more in this particular point where the forest sort of meets the agricultural and industrial area. But you can see that the forest is very vibrant with, as you say, game, deer. And you can see that there's even a couple of druids which are sort of shepherding these assumedly wild animals around to try to stop them from getting into the sort of industrialized areas. But you can see that this is a place that's teeming with life.
Nice.
Michaela, what do you see?
Well, more of seeing is just remind me. It just remind me of where I did grow up in the farm, right? In the duck farm. So that view reminds me of the years and years spent in the farm, and it just these little fluffy clouds just started to leak a little bit.
Yeah, so you just leave this like little shower of tears behind you as your cloud eyes start watering. Charlotte, what do you see?
I see a sneeze coming on. Please hold.
You just see this farm, which is just where all of the grass and stuff has been painted white, and it's just in the shape of somebody blowing their nose.
I like went to sneeze and then it like vanished. I'm so annoyed. I think I'd like have a perfect vision in my head, but I'm just imagining South Shropshire.
You see a sign saying "Welcome to South Shropshire."
Oh, what? Whoa. I imagine, I know it's a very religious place, so I imagine like where there's little nestles of community, there's distinct temple-like buildings, like even if they're very small.
Yep. So you see like the sort of steepled roofs of various chapels as you fly past, and but add to that, as you're travelling over the road, you also see that every sort of 100 feet or so, there appears to be these almost totems which are dedicated to, even from here you can see, are dedicated to a different aspect of the High Elf Pantheon. So you've got Lyra, you've got Tyr, any of the others that I can't remember from the player's handbook. But,
Same. I don't remember any of them.
And there's flower offerings at them, and each of these statues and monoliths has like sort of holders for candles, and even from here during daytime you can see that they're all lit. Okay, so you see all of this. So, quick question to Durr: when you're in cloud form, are you capable of doing dexterity saving throws?
Oh, I don't know.
What's going on?
Right,
Resistant
the only
damage.
actions that the characters can take in this form are dash action and revert to its normal form. Okay,
Yeah.
so none of you are sort of able to do a dexterity save in regards to this, but suddenly, as you're travelling along, the wind suddenly gets really rough and starts blowing you about a bit, and this gets stronger and stronger and stronger until suddenly, just out of your peripheries, you see a massive black shape just suddenly shoot out of out from behind like a hill, as a black dragon just simply flies through your convoy and doesn't necessarily do anything to you because of your resistance to basically all of this, and it basically just flies through you guys and heads off north.
Cool.
North towards the westland.
Basically just in this area. So you're about here at this point.
Can we tell how big it was?
Yep, full-sized adult dragon.
Cool. I want to fight a dragon, but we can't ruin in this form.
And it was a black dragon.
Yes, specifically a black one. So with the curved horns around the front of its mouth.
I've never seen a dragon before.
No, I doubt Durr has either.
Have I seen a dragon before, DM?
Give me a history check.
Ooh. 18.
Okay. Yes, you have seen plenty of dragons, none so close, but you have seen enough of dragons to know that they're a common occurrence in this area.
Wait, was he not the king? Like the
Yeah,
military, a dragon?
Yeah, there's like the whole dragony thing.
Yes,
What dragon? Sorry.
yes. Basically, there's entire history to this place, which basically revolves around the Dragon King of Minas Epidas, effectively obtaining god status through the taming of dragons, if that makes sense.
Ooh.
Okay, so Durr, as sort of like the leader of this group, you note as you start to approach Minas Epidas, you begin to sense that there is something coming up towards you, or you're heading towards it. So you're rapidly heading towards something which is going to disrupt your magic in the regard of this spell. As you're nearing the city. So at this point you're now sort of here.
I'll start heading downwards to the ground. Would they be able to feel it as well?
Yes, but I'm telling you specifically as you're they know that there is something going to be obstructing them. You know that it's something that will disrupt you enough to disengage your spell.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start heading downwards to the ground. Hopefully they have the sense to follow. Can't tell them to.
All right then. So you come down to the ground and very much like what you saw whenever you crossed over the sort of barrier between the vampire waste and the living realm, there is this shimmering goldness which is surrounding the city. So you sort of imagine parallel to this road, there is like this golden shimmer. which is going around the city.
Cool.
And as you land, and presumably you take up your humanoid forms again.
Yeah.
Okay. But as you land and take human form again, golden text appears above your head, saying, "Location discovered: the city of Minas Epidas."
Yay.
And if you want to give yourselves 100 XP,
Cool.
Does it appear on my map? Are there quest signs?
yes, it now appears on your minimap, and yes, there are quest signs everywhere,
Oh no.
where you basically put, and it says 100 potential quests added.
Lost the diary, never look at it. Alright. Mariella, welcome back home.
It is good to be here.
Okay, and also now that you're in your human forms again, you've now effectively regained the your sense of smell, and it seems to be like the air is almost perfumed in a way, and it's this smell of rose petals, and you can sort of get this impression that there's this sort of morning dewness to this area, even though it's not quite like lunchtime. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and so it's well past the time that there would be dew, but you're getting this really nice spring morning feel to the area that you're in. Okay, so where would you like to go from here?
The entrance.
Okay, so you've got multiple entrances. This one will be the closest to you, and then you've obviously got this one and this one to get into the city.
I guess one is the closest one is fine.
Yeah, well, works for me. I don't really know where I'm going. Has anyone been in before?
Yeah, I have. Follow me. I'd like to imagine that the whole time as we've been walking, I have just been like rambling about like the history, and by like history of like the place, like random bits, like oh my god, yeah, one time I climbed that tree, and one time we went over there, and like just.
One time I fell in here. Don't do that. It's a 500-foot drop.
Yeah, like just like, oh yeah, so this is like the city, and it's really cool, and there's like this, and it opens like this.
Okay, so in that regard, Morella also has a map of the area in her inventory, which has all these labels on it and things like that as well.
The important question is there a fine bakery?
Absolutely, there is. You better make a bakery, Matt, if you haven't already.
Don't worry, I have a bakery in mind, and it revolves pretty much entirely around your obsession with cake. So,
Yes. I knew this was a good idea, being obsessed with cake.
okay, so you're going to this northern gate then.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, so the first thing that you start noticing as you sort of approach the road to the gate is that there is a massive queue of people to get into the city. But some people have even got to the point that they've started setting up camp along the road. Some of them, nobody seems to mind you, like effectively walking past them or anything like that. But a lot of people like regard you, take you in, and then just like go back to their business. And you get in front of the queue enough to get to the gate, and you can sort of see this side, where you can see that the queue is also coming from the other side, and that entrance into the city appears to be happening on a person by person basis. So with people people who have children who are in family, who have parents who have children are allowed to go in together, but other than that, everybody is coming in one person at a time.
I mean, it makes sense given what's happening, but my goodness.
So presiding over this are 4 griffins who are perched on the towers of the wall itself. You can see that the wall is manned pretty much to breaking point with archers. There's archers on the ground along with just standard guards, and then presiding over all of this is an owl griffin. Where's Ming's Zapdos gone? Sorry, one sec. No, there's
Matt,
dragons.
did you create all of those tokens?
Yep.
By yourself?
Well, I used Hero Forge, but yes.
Yeah, no. I mean, one by one.
Yep.
That's not work.
And then presiding over this is an owl griffin, which is on ground level, and riding that griffin is a Leonid, dressed up in leather armor with a black cape that's billowing behind him.
I've got a fetish for those creatures.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do now that you're presented with this?
I asked Marilla, is it usual that busy to enter?
Charlotte?
Oh, sorry. What happened? Sorry. No, I just.
Is it always that busy?
No, I just had silence for a moment.
So, Barricast has effectively asked you, is this normal to be this busy? And in that regard, the answer would be no. I mean, people are always coming into the city, but it's never been gridlocked like this.
I mean, people are camping over here. What's going on?
Probably, the undead army sweeping its way through the country. You don't want to let the vampires into your capital.
What vampires, huh?
Like, did we call them all? I don't know.
Well, we let one go, but yeah.
Assuming that what Willem told you was true, yes, you have killed all the vampires bar him. And you have seen the effects of that, where as you were flying over the vampire waste to come to Gladon, there are signs that the land is starting to recover.
Nice.
Okay, so we should probably do this either the polite way and wait here, or we can try and get through to the front and I don't know, diplomatic immunity and try
Yes.
and get in.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, I didn't realise you guys were diplomats. I've been travelling with royalty.
Well,
Well,
I like
she's not
straighten-
diplomatic, so...
I straighten my hair however it is. I imagine to take a bit so you smooth it down, adjust my circlet, and I imagine my robe has a little hood and I pull it up. I was like, well, you're with a cleric of Lyria and this is her home. Of course we're diplomats here. And I step forward trying to be really ballsy.
Okay.
I want to seem really cool and this is my home.
Okay.
Something on
So,
the floor.
We just had a war. Are we just still covered in shit? Have we had a wash or anything?
yes, you've
Oh.
you've washed, rested
Okay, good.
quite substantially, and but yeah, you're basically as fresh can be.
Okay.
Okay, so can I get an intimidation check from you, please?
Intimidation?
With your
Why?
cuteness.
Oh no. 15.
Okay, so
I had 0.
so the first group of people let you through, and you notice that the majority of them are either peasantry or members of the clergy themselves, so they're quite happy to let you go. But by the time you get to sort of where the queue turns into this area, you notice that a disturbance is being formed from the people of this side, and everyone's just sort of looking up at the sky and going, look at that, and then you hear a young child going, Mummy, look, I can see a bird.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Not going to be a bird.
that's not gonna be a bird. It's
That's
gonna
not
be
bird.
Superman.
We all know what that is, but that's not a bird.
It's a plane.
Oh
So-
I guess that's
no!
So you see,
They're coming from coming for the three towers. Sorry.
so you look up, and you can immediately see what all of these people are pointing at. You can see very high up in the sky, but still sort of close enough to be able to see them. So it's sort of like a high altitude airplane. You can see that there is a humanoid person with great pure white wings, flying gracefully towards the city.
Oh.
And
Onyx, shoot him!
No!
everyone is like letting out this awe, and I won't make you roll for it, Marilla, but you know that pure white wings are a rarity in the winged community, regardless of whether it's a bird or anyone else.
Is it?
It's community.
Okay.
Yeah, and you hear like the really majestic music of a noble creature in flight, until all of a sudden, this person, whoever they are, collides straight with the golden barrier, which is between them and the city. And there's this resounding gong as they impact against it, and there's this golden rippling, which just ripples across the entire field, and you can then see from this ripple that this entire area, ground floor, middle floor, and way up in the clouds floor, is covered in a giant golden dome. So it goes miles and miles and miles up into the air. The person, on the other hand, hits the barrier, bounces off, and then seems to be drawn back to it, which then does another gong. And this then carries on as they slowly start bouncing down the dome, like gong, 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 and just carry on rolling and falling and hitting the dome until the dome sort of gets to a point where it's pretty much vertical, at which point they just go into the ground.
If they're nearby, I run over to them and I'm like, oh my goodness, are you okay? That must have real hurt.
Okay, so you guys are here at the gate. From where you saw it happen, they have landed more or less over here.
Oh.
Man, that's a bit far.
We don't want to lose our spot in the queue.
Wait. This might be a waste. This might be an absolute waste of a spell. I don't have it prepared. Never mind. No, never mind. Oh no, wait, do I? Wait.
What's the chance for you to get the right spell prepared, huh?
Oh wait, no, I have it. I could waste a 3rd level spell slot here for something that might not work.
It's never a waste.
Go on.
So I've seen this guy, therefore I am familiar.
Yes, you're familiar with the sky, yes.
So I will message them and go, hey, are you okay? That looked like it hurt.
Okay, so you send that, and then a few moments later you just hear a familiar voice just say, Marilla, is that you?
Oh.
Do I recognize that voice?
Let's do a history check.
Ooh. Let's get historical. Okay.
It's a voice that you haven't heard in a while, like in terms of this campaign.
Oh. Oh.
Right. 22. Give me my answers.
Jalfus. What's the name?
Okay. Okay. I messaged back. Hey, Clarissa.
Okay,
It's
so
Marilla.
you've messaged her. She's then responded to the message, so you will need to cast it again in order to.
Yep, I'm aware of that. I go, hey, Clarissa, it's Marilla. You already know that. How are you? What are you doing here? Are you okay? We are by the gate.
Okay, so you basically just hear her say, like, there's a long pause, and then she just simply says, I seem to have fallen down a 30-foot hole, and I'm surrounded by semi-naked people.
Good gracious.
Maybe we should. I relay this information and go. Maybe we should go help them out. This queue isn't gonna get shorter.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that we can get inside anyway, so.
Yeah, I think we should go check on our friend.
Yeah, and at that point, you see a sign saying no entry without the DM's side quest being completed.
Okay, yeah. Is it like one of those things where it's like, you can't go in here yet? You haven't got all the things you need from your room.
Yes, yeah, there's an invisible wall that you just can't go past, and so but you're not ready to cross this threshold yet, adventurer.
You're not a high enough level. Turn back.
Okay, so you journey around, and you can see that there's this dust cloud starting to billow out. And you can see that a number of the guards are also travelling with you. And so but you come to this area where you can see that something very... Okay, so you come to this area, and you can see that once upon a time this was just like a perfectly normal strip of land, which has now been filled with a rather substantial hole that seems to have taken several trees along with it, and the guards are trying to form something of a barrier while on one side, whereas, as Clarissa said, various naked, semi-naked men who are all muscle-bound with tattoos and are all oiled up are put on the other side.
Oh no, we've landed in Matt's dreams.
Elvish wrestler.
So the guards see you go up to the...
Stop!
Sorry guys, 1 second, let's go take the girls upstairs. Right, sorry, where was I?
Naked men.
Yes.
Naked men.
So,
Semi-naked.
yes, they're wearing basically like cloth loincloths. So as you approach the hole, as it were, but the guards nearby sort of step over to you and try to stop you. But then they recognise Morella as a cleric and somebody who could provide healing, so they then let you through. And you can see now that you're closer to the hole, you can see that all of the wrestlers appears to have thrown a rope down into the hole, and one of them has gone down to help Clarissa.
Oh, I'll shout down and be like, "Hey, are you okay down there? Have you broken any legs or wings or arms?"
And so you just hear Clarissa's just suddenly rushed tones like, "Yes, yes, I'm perfectly fine. I don't need to be carried out. Thank you, sir."
She's right.
She seems like herself, other than maybe embarrassed.
So, what's she here?
So everybody bar Durr are allowed to do a history check on this regard.
14.
Okay, so Barakas, what did you get?
That's just a no.
Okay, so everyone but Barakas was able to remember that Scott did say that without a particular timetable in mind, Clarissa was going to come to Minas Epidas for something in relation to her mission.
Oh. And is she out of the hole, or is she still coming out of the hole?
Yeah, she's now at the bottom of the hole, and the wrestler is effectively helping her climb the rope that the other wrestlers are. are basically holding for her. So they manage to get out, as does this guard. And so, surrounded by all of these semi-naked men, Clarissa basically manages to fold her wings back. And, can I get a nature check from you, please?
Oh, yeah. Nature is the -1.
Sorry, either nature or religion. Whichever works for you.
I think religion was better. Oh yeah, religion's much better. Oh, natural 19 for a 23.
Lovely. Okay, so you've never met this person before, and you're somewhat confused about what's going on. But the one thing you are able to say with absolute certainty is that this isn't like somebody who's got magical wings. This is an angel.
Hey, your friend's an angel, right?
Mm-hmm. She saved our lives multiple times.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Never had an angel friend. Lucky of you.
I speak to angels a lot. I'm surprised. I've never introduced you to Michael or...
So if you remember
Please
the
hold.
names.
Please hold. I have a note somewhere of them. Where have I put them? Or a Menadil, or a Ziphril, or there was another one, I think. I mean, most of the time they're invisible, but they're real.
Oh, very cool. Do you speak to invisible friends a lot?
And Kashan then says, yes, adventure.
Oh, that's fine. That's completely normal. That is. Carry on.
I'm definitely not mad.
That's what a mad person would say, though, isn't it?
At which
So
point
it's-
you feel the presence behind you, Mariela, as Michael puts his hand on your shoulder and is like, don't worry. They know not what they do. And then disappears.
Thanks, Michael. I mean, you literally just missed another archangel. I don't know how, like, you guys are... Tom Holland! You are not an archangel.
Okay, so
Lines I never thought I'd say.
so as you're having this conversation with Mariela, she suddenly just starts reversing to this completely other talk that she was doing. Like, she's no longer talking to you, and she's now just cursing thin air from your point of view.
Yeah, this is all making a lot more sense. I'll gently ask, can I just cast guidance on her?
I'll cast guidance on you.
Beautiful, yeah.
Okay, so you both have guidance for however long it lasts for.
A minute.
Okay, so while you're doing this, the rest of you, I'm assuming, what are the rest of you doing? Your Barracas will have to speak for the entire group, unfortunately. Because Kashan, Onyx, and Tordum aren't here anymore.
We should probably, actually go up to Clarissa and see if she's okay.
Well, she seems fine, but it's weird that she just arrived when we were here.
Well, she said she was gonna come here. I suppose the timing just lined up magically.
Yes, it's complete coincidence. It's not a case of railroading at all in the slightest.
Absolutely not. It's this is God's plan.
Hmm.
And look, like she knows the city as well. Wouldn't it be so cool to have two really awesome tour guides to help you through the city? She can tell you about all the cool ancient history and how she saved my life, and I can tell you about all the cool stuff and show you the temple.
As can I, darling. Tour guide Frank at your service.
However, I don't think genies are actually allowed in the city because it's such a sacred city. If a genie crosses the threshold, they just burn and be eviscerated from life.
But that's where I come in, darling. Fireman Frank at your service.
And I don't, and it's a magical fire that nothing can stop, not water, not magic, nothing. It is an unstoppable fire until that genie is consumed and dead.
Well, then I'll blow myself out, darling. Air elemental Frank at your service.
And see, it's such a strong fire.
Well, it doesn't take it when someone is not welcome.
I'm pretty sure my grandfather would make him scared, probably. I don't know, it's been a while since I've seen him.
Okay, so Clarissa is effectively being grilled by this guard, and it's like, who are you and why have you tried to violate our shield? And she's basically just saying, I live here. This has never happened before. I thought I've always been able to just simply fly in, but nobody's ever stopped me before.
Ooh.
Maybe we should go and help and intervene, because that'll definitely help and not cause any more issues.
Okay, so who would like to go and help Clarissa in her hour of need, surrounded by semi-naked muscular men?
I'm not going because of the semi-muscular naked man. I'm going for Clarissa. She is the love of my life.
And the guard's basically just saying, well, clearly, but that's going to be a problem. You'll have to go through quarantine just like everybody else.
Quarantine.
Yes, quarantine. There is an undead plague bearing down the city.
Huh?
Charlotte?
Hello, and it's me. I'm like, as the guards are talking, I'm just gonna be like, hello, hi, hello.
And the guard basically just turns to you and is like, yes?
Hi, I'm Morella, Claire. This is our very good friend Clarissa, and we actually helped out with the plague. I mean, we haven't caused the plague. We've helped stop it. We've killed a lot of vampires.
And the guard just turns to you and is like, what?
So we've traveled a lot. We went through like the western, like the plains of like the undead, and look at us, we're fine.
What my friend is trying to say, we managed to we landed on this island. We slayed the vampires, and the land is regenerating itself. So the plague it will be finished very soon, and we need to go in.
So the guard basically observes you. But can I get a persuasion check? And I'll let you do it with advantage because of Clarissa's status as an angel. Which all of these guards are clearly sort of holding in quite high regard. The wrestlers to a lesser extent, but they know what they're dealing with.
27.
Okay. So with that, the guard basically just says, very well. Check over for her injuries, and then we'll move you into the city after quarantine, of course.
And how long is quarantine?
As long as it takes.
For what?
For signs of the undead, you'll be asked to fill out a questionnaire, and assuming all goes well, you'll be free to leave or enter, rather.
Okay. Absolutely. Anything to keep the city safe.
Alright, so the guards basically escort you guys back to the gate unless somebody wants to object at all.
No, sounds good.
Okay. Right, so you now have Clarissa with you. So Clarissa basically joins you into. So Duh, from your point of view, she's when she puts her sort of wings away, they just melt into her body like she never had it before. And do you notice that her attire is very, it's not necessarily revealing, but it's extremely form-fitting. It's very tight on her. But she has a mace effectively on her hip, and then a very heavy crossbow on her back. So, but she basically walks along with you, and you come into contact with this crowd again, and the guards actively escort you through the gates and into this courtyard area.
Oh, let's go.
To quite the chagrin of the other people here. Okay, so the guards basically say go into one of the buildings and your interviewer will be present. Okay, so do we guys just simply want to montage through this, or do you want to roleplay this?
I'm so intrigued to see what questions you have.
Yeah, no, let's go with the questions because I'm curious as well.
Okay. Okay, so the question is, are you all going into the same building, or are you going into separate buildings?
Ooh.
They made it sound. Yeah, they made it sound like it was separate rooms. That's how I interpreted it, but I'll take anyway.
Okay. Okay, so they sit you down, and the first sort of questions that they ask are just like general. Guys, stop it. The first questions that they ask you are just like the general name, age, species, and stuff like that. And they ask you very obvious questions like, what species are you? Elf, lizard, dragonborn, human, goblin, tiefling.
I just want to fuck with these guards. I really want to pretend that I've caught some kind of contagion.
No, don't. Please do not do that in my hometown. Any other town.
Okay, so
There's an opportunity.
I'm on board.
so they're asking you all of these like really standard questions that are very obvious, and then once you've gone through these questions like name, age, place of origin, that sort of thing, you then feel an effect wash over you. Can I get a charisma saving throw from all of you, please?
Bitch, please.
Boom.
Are we all in different rooms, by the way, yeah?
Yes, you're all in different rooms.
16 from me.
Charisma save.
Okay, so those of you who got 16 or over, you have successfully resisted the effects of Zone of Truth.
No.
There, what did you get?
I got a 10.
Damn.
No mischief for you.
No.
Okay, so Tordum got 21. Onyx got a natural 1, and Kashan got 10.
I'll let Trin know. I'm just gonna message Trin and be like, guess you rolled in that one. You.
Okay, so see, this effect washes over you, and so Barakas, are you going to try and cover up the fact that you have succeeded against this?
No.
Okay, so you're pretty brazen about it. Tordum, on the other hand, is going to try a deception check to see if she can cover up the fact that she's resisted the spell, and she failed.
Wait, well, I want to show them like I'm going along, but you know, just faking it until I make it.
Yep. Okay. So they seem quite happy with your honesty and are happy to progress forward. Tordum, on the other hand, they bring in another guard who stands by the door as the interview is interviewing her, and this person is decked out in very heavy armor with a shield, sword, spear, and a crossbow. But making it very clear that they're there to stop her from doing something that they're not particularly keen on. So the first question they ask you, just in general, is are you associated with any organization or are you associated with any organization or faction like the Harpers, Emerald Enclave, or anyone else?
Yes.
Well, yes, we are, but why isn't? I mean, yeah.
I'm being fully honest. Even though I failed, I am like whole truth.
Okay, so are you declaring that you're with the Alphas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've got tattoos anyway, right? So I mean, mine's on show all the time.
Mine's literally on my hand. So
Okay. Who would you be associated with in terms of the druidic circles?
I don't know. We haven't really had a backstory chat about what druidic circles there are in your world.
Basically, if you can think of one, I'll be happy to accept it.
I mean, I'm Circle of the Moon, right?
Yeah, so you can just simply say your Circle of the Moon
Yeah,
druids.
yeah,
They're like an
druids.
international group of druids. They're very recognisable everywhere.
Yeah, I'll tell them I'm a part of the combat druids. We're built to fight. We got the moon on our side.
Provide references of Halson from Baldur's Gate 3. So they nod, accept this, and in Totem's case, they're just like, okay, we'll have to verify that. But then, next question. Are you here to engage in any activities revolving around the Mages of Wit?
Evolving around what?
The Mages of Wit.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so Barakas, you wouldn't have you as Barakas, you wouldn't have known about this, but actually you might do because of the mage from New Asgard. But there's a circle of mages in this area who operate out of Wit, who are effectively the rival superpower to the High Elves. And obviously, as Turek, you fought that mage in Aqua Veda, who they were part of.
Yeah, okay, I remember.
So are you associated with or performing any action in behalf of the Mages of Wit?
Yeah, no.
Dur, do you want Dur to have any recollection of who these people are?
Mages of fucking what? Mages of Wit?
Yes.
That's a stupid name. I have no idea who they are. Sorry, Mush.
Okay.
Well, I guess Dur doesn't, does he?
I mean, there's no particular reason why Dur would, but if you want Dur to have that knowledge, I'm happy to give it to you.
Nah, he'd rather not say anything. He's been dealt with Popo before.
Okay, fair enough.
And I said, fuck all until I get my arcane lawyer.
Very well. They leave the room for a moment, and then literally exactly 5 minutes later, they open the door and your lawyer comes in.
Well, this Frank.
Darling, it's important that you don't say another word.
I'll nod.
I have a gag order if you want. I also have the gag with me, but separate.
I'll just smile and nod.
And then the guards basically just look at each other and say, "Are we sure this is the only lawyer that we could find?" And then the other one just simply says, "We've got an entire compound full of them. They're like breeding like gnomes." Would anybody else like an arcane lawyer?
I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Third question: have you had any contact with anybody that you consider a fiend or undead?
No.
Yes.
Look at my lawyer.
So in the case of Durr, the guard then sort of face palms like, right, stupid question.
It was more. It's if like if the lawyer's going to allow me to answer as well, right? That's their job. Is that you can or you can't answer that, or you shouldn't answer that.
well, but he's being sort of vague on this point. It's like you can answer if you want, darling. So, but Frank as a genie counts as a fiend.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
so
Well, no, I don't have to lie. I can say, yeah, we killed like fucking 7 big vampires and like 1,000 of their minions and like 1,000 of their army. Like we killed, I don't know, I can't even fucking count. Fucking thousands of undead. Like 2 days ago. Yeah. So yes, I guess would be my answer. Yes.
So they're writing this down, and then they just stop, and they're just like, staring at you as you're answering this. Maria, what are you saying in regards to this?
Okay, so we know a cat, and we know a genie, and we fought a bunch of vampires, like a lot of them, and a horde of undead. But we also had some undead, but like they were separate undead. They were. This sounds really bad. They weren't like the bad undead. I mean, as what is bad and what is undead. But they basically, yes,
Hey,
I
breathe.
know.
Breathe.
Someone gonna get a lawyer, quick.
I'm good. I'm from here. My grand. I look at the guy. You know my grandfather. Oh my god, I'm playing the nepo baby. Oh no.
Don't you know who I
Playing the
am?
card.
Oh, I'm becoming a nepo baby. I'm like, you know my grandfather, right?
Do you know who I am?
Barricade,
I
what are you
demand to
saying
speak
in
to the
regards to this?
manager.
You work for me, pigs.
And in the case of Barricade, what do you say to this?
I say no at the beginning, then I rethink of what I says. I just stare into through his eyes, reaching through his soul, just nodding.
Okay, oops, I'm just close down my questions, bear with me.
Dumb questions.
Are you planning to engage in any level of sabotage, in espionage, or political corruption?
No.
Political corruption. Hold on. Well,
Super speed. Super.
no.
Okay, and what are you going to say?
I'll look to my lawyer, see if I'm allowed to answer.
He nods.
I don't even know what most of those words mean.
Indeed. But how long are you expecting to stay in Minas Epidas?
As long as you need it.
Maria?
At least probably a week.
Duh?
As long as the tree is tall.
Okay. And then, what is your purpose for being in Minas Epidas?
To see the no to strike no. Hold on.
Okay, so Charlotte, what's your answer to this?
To see my grandfather, and and the actual reason we're here, not just to see my grandfather, to talk to the council so they may vote on whether the story of our quest will become the legitimized, publicized one of how we killed the vampires. If not, that would all be fake.
What do?
Oh yeah.
Duh, what are you going to say?
A
Apparently, we need someone's permission to get a fuckload of treasure for killing all those undead.
And Barracas, what are you going to say?
Eloquently said.
I'm just with them.
Okay, and then... What is your opinion of the Dragon King?
All hail the Dragon King, long may he reign. Let his fire be strong and his roar be bold.
No opinions. Wish him to meet him just because.
To say who?
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, and then... very well, and now finally a culture test. And from a suitcase that's underneath... Sorry, a case that's from underneath the table, and your respective guard pulls out a glass, and then what effectively is a can. Please successfully pour this elven wine into the glass.
What do you mean? Why do you use a glass?
Wine in a can is a great shout, to be fair.
Would I know if there's a specific way I'm supposed to do this, or is this just like...
But can I get a history check from you, please?
Unnatural 20 again.
Okay, so you know that it's a taboo for wine to be in a can.
Yeah, I was about to say, come on. Vargas loves wine, and I just looks at it like, no. Just no.
I push the can away.
And so your respective guard nods, and there's a very big, obvious tick on the clipboard.
This is the only test I've ever passed in my life. This feels good.
And now for a final question, which for some reason has been deleted from here. I'll just see if I've saved it somewhere else. Give me a sec. Okay. And finally, which country invented the chicken tikka masala? Guys?
Yeah. Very random question, Matt.
Oh, I misread my Google search. I got so hyped by my accent. I read it as like, the chicken is a descendant of Southeast Asian. And I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then I continued reading, and it's not as fun.
Well, the chicken tikka masala is originally Indian, but Indian from England.
It's like Bradford, isn't it, I think? Or Newcastle, something like that.
Okay, so in those regards, they go tick. As soon as I put. Yes, and potentially a bonus question if you would like. We're running a competition here.
Ooh,
Yeah, go on. I like it.
surprise.
To enter the seat, I guess.
Which country, or city, state, is going to win the next round of Olympics in running sports and archery?
Minnesapolis.
Correct.
It's always Minnesapolis. We've never lost one.
That explains a lot now.
Okay, so in regards to But the three of you, they basically say, very well, your entry has been accepted, and they basically stamp a piece of paper and effectively hand it to you, and that's effectively your visa to be in the city. And I'll just say, for the sake of brevity, that Onyx and Kachan also got theirs. Clarissa doesn't need one because she already has one. But being somebody who owns property in the city. But Marilla, that doesn't necessarily apply to you because you've lived in the temple all your life. But in the case of Tordum, however...
Oh, you're a sorority girl. That makes more sense.
And then in the case of Tordum, they say, very well, your visa has been declared, and then the door opens, and somebody who's clearly a superior comes in and whispers in their ear, and Tordum will do a perception check to see if she understands what they're saying. She failed on a natural 1.
Fuck's sake.
Do you think she?
No.
Do you think she should use one of her hero points to eavesdrop on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yes.
Mine.
Okay, on 19, they basically said, we've just had word Zan wants them to come through. And the guard then straightens up, very disappointed by this result. They said, oh, my apologies, that was a miscommunication. Your visa has been accepted.
Powerful hands at play.
Okay, so you guys are now effectively free to enter the city.
Yeah.
Nice.
Robot.
Okay,
So hyped.
So you are now inside the city, and the one thing that you are getting from this is that this is a massive metropolis of a city. You're used to there being like large towns, small towns, walled places that only just scrape the definition of city. This is a type of city that has been here for a long time and has been powerful for a very long time. Okay, so Clarissa then says, well, that was fun. What are you guys going to do?
Oh my god, I mean, there's a bakery, or we could go to the temple, or we could just walk around, or I don't know.
Well,
You know what? I would love a look around to this massive town. I've never seen something that beautiful in my life.
well, okay. But I'm gonna head to my house. I'm probably gonna need a shower to get all that dirt off me.
Question. Is there any chance that you can, since you're here and, we're part of the same team, just, post us?
So what was that?
If we can stay with you in your house, if that's it.
So,
You don't need to stay with Clarissa.
well, first off, she looks Barracus up and down, and it then dawns on you that she's never actually met Barracus before.
Oh
This is
yeah, but we are
Barracus.
the same team, and this is what I'm saying. We're alphas. We stick together, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah, so you show her your mark, and she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But Durr she regards with a little bit of trepidation, but she recognises... Hiya! Stop. But she recognises you as a druid, and she seems to have a certain... not necessarily affection, but respect for druids, so she just sort of nods you off and says, yes, I mean, you're welcome to stay with me, but it's not a big place. I'm not sure we can really accommodate you for that long.
We could always go to the temple. It's not an issue.
Well, you can decide for yourself. It's not too far away if you want to come join me.
Yeah, I feel guilty staying in your house. I don't really know you. The temple, has it got some outside, somewhere nice and grassy?
Oh, it's amazing there. And you'll love it.
Beautiful, that sounds good.
Okay, so in that regard, this oddly shaped building, Marilla, that's your temple.
Okay, cool. I was gonna ask where it was.
Look at your excitement.
Without seeming to. Hey, we've been waiting for this for a while. I'm hyped.
She says, well, okay, well, if you change your mind, here's my address.
Nice. We might be able to share a glass of wine together, I guess.
Well, when you come around later after you've set yourself out the temple, there's somebody I think you should meet.
Oh.
At which point, she hands over a piece of paper that's basically got her address on it, and you can see that she's part of the end round. And at which point, she effectively takes flight and sort of launches herself into the air to fly, albeit at a low level, over the buildings. It's at that point that as you sort of look up to follow her, you notice something quite peculiar about the rocks which are floating above your head. They don't seem to cast a shadow. Because
No shadow.
where the rocks are in comparison to you, you should be completely blanketed in their shade. But for some reason, they don't, and sunlight seems to be shining through the rocks to basically illuminate where you guys are with natural sunlight.
But are they transparent?
No, they're not transparent. They're completely solid, but for magical reasons, it's allowing sunlight to pass through it.
Yeah, my brain does not process that.
It's a bit bougie for my liking, if I'm honest.
So,
Although very cool.
well, basically, if you were to look at this from a level point, you would see the rays of the sun hit the rock, disappear while the rock is there, and then basically come out the other side.
Showing off, that is.
But do we see through the rock as well?
No.
Or it's just the... Okay.
I mean, there's a number of different ways that you're sort of processing how this could work, and it's it could be here's a transparent rock, but then it's got the illusion of a rock around it, or there is something magical about the light. Like the light is actually stopping, and then they're generating in an artificial capacity the light coming out the other side. There's all sorts of different ways that they could be doing it.
I like to stick with the idea that those are not rocks.
Okay, so Morella, I'll allow you a history check in that regard.
Oakley.
I'll say with advantage because you have been to that point as well.
21.
Okay, so you're basically on the ground floor. This is what the second floor looks like, and this is effectively the noble quarter where all the rich people live. It's where the universities are and where the voting halls are, and then the upmost floor, which you haven't ever visited, is basically where the royal family lives.
So basically, your granddad's supposed to live there.
Well, I'm sure my granddad's probably in the temple. He is the leader of it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And then, but as you're looking up as well, you're also seeing that at various points, which are matching up with points with the rock that are above you, massive elevators seem to be coming up and down from cranes from the higher levels, and you can also see that. Sorry, what was I saying?
Elevators.
Yep. So, but you can also see that there are several people who appear to be diving straight off of the rock above you, and effectively dropping all the way down to ground level, and then stopping themselves with wings on their back. And you can see that there are Aarakocra here.
That's cool.
So this is the... And Morella, you would recognize these as the Buller militia.
What are they? Talking to Mariella.
Oh, they're the Bull Militia.
Basically,
Yeah.
and it is effectively their job to catch people who fall off the mountain, who fall off the rock or the higher levels, and bring them to safety. They're named after the gladiators who would ensnare other gladiators and warriors with nets.
So their whole job is just to catch people.
Yes.
Why don't they just put a railing up?
Have you seen any of those videos where you've got like the safety inspector inspects all these fictional places like the Death Star or Hogwarts, and he's just like,
Yeah.
he's just like, guys, how many times do I have to say it? Handrails.
So many man hours saved. Mad.
Okay, so another thing that you're noticing is that this place is incredibly busy. But there are people of all races, all different walks of life. But the majority of the people here are Elvish, and then the various different forms that takes in terms of wood elves, half elves, high elves. You can also see that there are loads of Tabaxi, loads of Owlins. Aarakocra also appear to be the sort of main points here. You also see, somewhat rarer but more nominal, Dragonborns, Bugbears, Haringans, a couple of Loxodons and Lionins.
Nice.
Occasionally you see a dwarf, and occasionally you also see just a normal human. Then also you're seeing other creatures entirely. So you're seeing owlbears, griffins as well, and who are just like walking through the streets and at various points. But the majority of the people here do appear to be elves, dragonborn, and Aarakocras.
That must be feeling nice for Christian, not to be the only Dragonborn around.
I find it highly offensive, adventurer, but none of these dragonborns have a beard, adventurer.
Yeah, now that you do have a beard.
It is entirely natural beard, adventurer.
That reminds me of something. Those guards were questioning me about some kind of dragon man that runs this
The
town.
king. The king.
They may have used that word. It's not a terminology that I kind of like to use, but yes, that might have been thrown about.
He is the king. He is, the one who is in charge. Even though I believe Lyria to be my true master in life, I bow to the king as well, and I follow his absolute word.
Well,
So,
let's say
then.
a king is like a leader of the people.
Oh, so someone like they choose, like they vote in to like look after all our best interests and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't think he's. Is he voted? I don't think he is.
It doesn't sound like he's been voted.
How can he be chosen if he's not voted? What, just because I want to be? Is that why he's king? It's like, what's he got? A dragon? He must have a dragon's head or something. Is that what they call the Dragon King?
I believe he is a dragon.
At which
What, an actual
point,
dragon?
at which point, several people walk past you, and they're dressed all in dark armor with black and yellow cloaks, and they all salute you with their fists and say, "For democracy!"
I think you mean theocracy, but good try, guys, as they carry on walking.
Oh. You'll learn a lot about life here.
I mean, it sounds great. You got a dragon looking after you. That's fantastic.
And lots of gods.
And lots of gods.
And me, darling.
Yeah, let's not forget about him.
Man, my bluff didn't work on him. Oh, man. But yeah, you'll love it here. I mean, it's a safe haven. It's survived 2 zombie invasions, so.
And several wars with the Dark Elves and various other conflicts that you can't remember off the top of your head, because they definitely have been
Exactly.
written about, but you can't remember them.
Exactly.
Okay, so which route are you going to take to get to the temple?
Ooh.
Maria, lead the way.
Oh, okay. Do we pass the cool bakery on our
I
way?
was about to say.
Because you know it's rude
It's-
to go visit family without having a gift, right? So like we should like buy something.
It does legitimately
Well-
depend on which route you take. If you decide to wander the city first, then chances are you will find it. It is an assigned building here.
Oh
But
no.
Well, young woman,
We can wander first. I think yeah we can wander.
you know, in my culture, it is polite to bring as a gift something for your trouble.
Exactly. And you know it's been a while since I've seen him, so and you guys have never seen the city before, so it's only fair that we, you know, explore.
Yeah, sounds good.
okay.
Yeah, as I
So
said,
the-
I would love a walk around.
Okay, so Marilla, I sent you a document that's just entitled Minas Epidas. Do you currently have that?
um. Hang on.
Look, you're no
Oh.
longer under zone of truth.
Well,
It's
I
okay-
was
it's
gonna be
okay
like,
if you-
yes.
It's okay if you don't,
I-
because I did send it to you ages ago.
But this is the thing. I went onto Facebook, like Messenger, and went onto files. Oh no! Oh, there it is. There it is. I do. I have it.
Nice.
I
Okay.
am almighty.
Okay, so but while she's loading it up, she basically just gives you like the translation for what all of these places mean. But basically, Drand means district, and then the different districts are then named after various things. Some of them are named just after like sort of north, middle, and south. So, but this being the North District, this meaning the middle, and this being the south. Then you've got here, which is the Warrior District. No, wait, sorry. So this is the Gate District. So basically, all representing all of the admin for people coming in, out, but also maintaining the military garrison of the area. This part is known as the Lake District.
Nice.
The Temple District, North, Middle, and South again. But this is the Upper District, which is also Upper Hill. Something I forgot to mention. So like all of this bit is on ground level. This bit is on one hill, and then this bit is at the top of the hill. This point is known as the Citadel Hill District, and and this one is the Artist District, effectively where all of like the crafting areas would occur. So this is where your blacksmiths and stuff would be as well.
Based on what you said, where the council will it be placed?
So, asking Morella and getting access to that, but you would need to vote about it in the Agora, which is on the second level, and then from there they would give you access to the governmental houses, which are on the top floor.
These are things. Damn. All right.
I definitely thought you said gay district, by the way, Matt. You said gay district.
I mean, it's the elves,
there
of
are-
course. It's
That's what I
gay.
thought.
Yeah,
I was like, of course it's gay district.
there are several back
Every
doors
great
here.
city
Yes.
has one. I do a 5-minute walk from the Birmingham gay village. It's fantastic.
Okay, so where would you like to wander to, as it were?
Oh, hang on. I gotta read my list again. I'm not very good at remembering information. I mean, we could go to
You basically just want to pick a place on the map if you're not sure. But
Someone pick,
yeah,
and
but
I'll take them.
if you're basically whichever direction you go, there will be content covering that particular direction. So
Yeah, I'm easy. Let's just have a mooch round. Where are we closest to?
so you guys are up here by the Lake District, and as you say, you've got the entire city to pick from.
where would based on the information of where everything is, where would I know I mostly grew up in the temple, but would I know where like a main like food marketplace might be within all of this?
Well, first off, food would be just like readily available in pretty much every district. It's very much like London would be. Like every street seems to have something that covers all the points. So there's like cafe on every street corner.
Okay.
There's tailors and stuff like that. But if you're looking for something very, very specific, like a branded place, say like the cake shop that you're after, but the upper and artisan streets would probably be the place to go to.
We boycott Starbucks.
We boycott Starbucks. Let's find a cute place up in the rich district.
Okay, so but again, which direction are you going?
The scene.
Should we go this? Yeah. Should we go? Wait, I'm pressing the wrong bit. Should we go like towards Andrand
Yeah.
and like up, and then we can like do the other side on the way back down,
Okay.
Yeah.
like a good loop.
Okay, so as you are journeying through the city, and it's very much a case of the roads in the middle are sunken with raised areas to the side, and people are walking along the sides, and carriages and horses are going down the middle. So it's very much like a road-pavement relationship. But as you get to about here, but you notice that there seems to be something of a blockage occurring. Where one side of the road has been closed off, and carriages and stuff are having to sort of like go for a stop-start motion to go around this.
What caused the blockage?
If you want to investigate this, you can.
We could just turn into gas and just fly over it again. Just saying, if you wanted to.
What if someone's in trouble though?
We'll just fly away.
You can fly away, but I'm not.
That's
Okay.
fair enough. I'll help if I can.
Okay,
I'll
so
do
you go.
dash.
So you go over to the barriers, and the barriers seems to be serving as the main obstacle to whatever's going on. There doesn't really seem to be many guards in this point. Everybody seems to have a respect for the fact that the barriers are here, so therefore we're not going to try and burst through it. And you can see that the few guards that are here, there's one on horseback and then 4 on foot. But I'm using theatre of the mind for this because I ran out of time in terms of doing the map for this. You can see that there are 3 people who are on their knees, but in the middle of the road with their hands over their heads, with 2 guards standing over them. 2 other guards then emerge from the building, which you presume to be their house, and they have decided there's really between the 2 of them. They have stacks of roughly about 500 sheets of paper.
So someone's getting raided.
And so one of them, they basically one of them puts it down, takes the thing off the top, and hands it to the one that's on horseback. And the elf basically unfurls it, looks at it, and then holds it up to the crowd. And I won't make you roll for it, but you can basically see that this is effectively a poster, but that basically says, "The Crown Prince is dead, the end is nigh."
Oh.
Well,
Well, that's News?
And then, so the man then holds it up and sort of parades his horse in front of the crowd, and simply says, posters like these are considered treason. Those who engage in the spreading of such lies are therefore guilty of treason. Any who harbour such traitors will also be deemed a traitor. And he's enunciating his words really clearly so that everyone can hear it. Anybody with any knowledge of who distributes this filth will be rewarded. Let me be clear. Our Crown Prince is alive and well, and anybody who says otherwise is a traitor. At which point he signals to the two guards who brought out the papers, and they immediately just take a torch and set fire to the piles, and then gestures to the other guards to just simply take the three away. And then he says, in Elvish, back to your business, everybody. Nothing to see here.
Off we go then.
Can I?
Who's that? Go on.
No, go on. Sorry.
No, that was it. Just go. What was that? I don't fucking know what's going on. Is he dead or is he alive? I don't really understand it.
He's alive. The prince is alive.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, but how do you know that? Yeah.
Because otherwise would be treason, and we are not traitors to the crown. So he is alive and he is healthy. Although I don't remember anyone ever being this harsh.
So makes so much
Enough for me.
fuss about it. Who is the crown prince anyway?
Okay, so Marilla will basically just be the expeditionist in this regard. So the Crown Prince is effectively the heir to the Dragon King. He is the Dragon King's firstborn, and he has effectively taken on the role of the commander-in-chief of the army of Minas Epidas. So he's effectively the head army guy.
Wait, did not the other mayor of the city died in the vampiric wasteland?
Sorry, you came in a bit fragmented there. Could you repeat that?
Did not the army or the army died in the vampiric wasteland?
Okay, so you know that the army suffered a major defeat, but in your sort of escapades with with animating the skeletons and communicating with them, you know that a portion of the army did survive. You just don't know how much. So inwardly, without revealing it to anybody, you know that there is actually quite a decent possibility that the Crown Prince is actually dead.
Damn. They're covering it up. If that actually happens, they're covering it up.
Yep, but he obviously still very much is alive.
So those papers, they are lying around.
They've set fire to the piles like they're in crates, but the guy who was on the horse, he paraded the poster in front of you, so he did get a good look at it.
So there is no chance for sneakily grabbing one.
Not at this moment, but putting two and two together of what you've heard from this is that the people who are making these posters and trying to get the word out about this, they are part of like a big organization, so there's quite a high possibility that you'll be able to get it elsewhere if you look for it.
Yeah, of course. Alright. Well, moving on, moving on.
Okay, so as you carry on, can I get? Let me just pick one of you from random with the dice. Okay, Onyx. So Onyx is now going to do a dexterity saving throw, as they're basically going through the street. You got a 24. You're going through the street, and somebody effectively barges into your group. Somebody who is very out of place in comparison to like the humanoids who are there. This person is a 3 meter long, very richly attired cobra.
Cobra.
And he barges into you guys mainly because he seems to be walking while reading a book. And he's got 2 very muscular arms. But he's reading a book, and that's why he walked into you. Onyx was able to just simply dodge out of the way, and as a result, he just simply slithers through your group, as not really noticing that you were there.
Oh, that's a
Excuse me.
first.
So, okay, what did you say?
Well, firstly I said that's a first, but then I'm just fucking excuse me, huh?
Oh no, you're welcome, mate. Come on through.
Okay, so the cobra doesn't pay any attention to you. He's completely engrossed in his book.
I start.
Is there any chance we can step on the tail?
Don't do that.
If you want, you can do an unarmed strike against him.
Can I try and stop them from doing that?
Okay, so do an unarmed strike with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Damn. I don't know. I'm strike. Oh. With disadvantage is 15.
Okay, so bear with me. I'm just trying to get stat block up. Come on. Unfortunately, you miss, and the cobra just carries along its way.
Puta madre.
It's quite common to see people with noses and bugs. I mean, I definitely bumped into a fair few people growing up whilst head in a book.
Yeah, the
Do those
question is,
people-
did you apologise after?
Yeah.
If I knew I did it, then yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I am unharmed, adventurer, Onyx says.
Good to hear, adventurer.
Okay, so you get to roughly about here. Okay, so, where's it gone? Okay, so as you put... Oh, enough. As you get to put... Actually, I'll bring you back to the main map. So, as you are sort of like approaching this central area, you notice above this building here seems to be this rippling effect which is occurring in a figure of 8. And as you get closer, you can see that this figure of 8 is actually thousands upon thousands of paper birds which are just drifting around in an aimless figure of 8.
What's that about?
Okay.
Says
But-
Miranda, if she knows.
okay, so everybody except Dirk can do a history check in this regard.
Nope.
18.
Okay, so okay, so medium rolls all around, but Morella sort of make up for the group. These are basically thousands of paper birds that the banking clans use, but for some reason are not going to their destined targets.
Odd.
And then bringing you back to this map. As you approach this building, one of the birds out of the crowd sort of perks up from its just monotonous drifting and effectively tries to shove its way through all of the others, none of whom sort of like give any interference to it, and immediately flies straight towards you guys.
Ooh, maybe it's about our bank.
Okay, so it then comes down and starts floating in front of you, waiting to be caught. It's like a very what do you call it? A very generous golden snitch from Harry Potter.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll grab one.
Okay, so you grab it, and the bird then goes limp in your hand, and something that you've never really seen before with these birds, because normally you have to actively unfold it. It's like a little origami bird. Instead of you having to unfold it, it unfolds itself into a perfectly an almost perfectly kept and creaseless letter in a completely perfectly kept and creaseless gold tinted envelope.
Hmm.
Even your mail's fancy in this place.
Right.
If there's anybody who'd like to open and read that.
Yeah, no, me. I want to know what does he say. The Crown Prince is dead.
He's not dead.
Can you guys see it? It's popped up on my screen.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Banker letter.
Bubble. Oh, hi.
Tristan Dams, the manager of Minnesota's branch of recipe bank.
Would somebody like to read this out loud, or do you want me to do it?
I think we're reading ourselves. I have anyway.
You can read it.
Okay.
Oh,
So, to the holders of the investment account 713, it is with much delight that we invite you to meet with Tristan Dunce, manager of the Minnesapolis branch of the Waterdavian banking clan, to discuss your recent investment. Please engage with this notification with all haste, as current events may affect future investment opportunities. The Waterdavian Bank accepts no responsibility for loss of income due to delay. Investment account holders can still apply for insurance packages now covering loss of income due to the undead, a premium which is now inaccessible to non-investment accounts. For further information, please contact your local branch. This paper bird is supplied by the Papermakers Guild. For all paper needs, please visit your local branch. And then you read the date on this, which is 3 days ago.
oh,
Trouse.
wait. Is our bank with them?
Yeah, we're with them. We knew there might be a bank here that we could use, so
As for how functional it is open for debate.
I don't know what a bank is. Sorry, I've never come across a bank.
It is a place where you store your money. That's it. It's a safe place.
Then you just give them your money. What do they do with it?
I
we
don't know.
look after it.
How?
By
Well,
making
the
sure it
most
doesn't get stolen.
Yeah, the most important thing is you deposit whatever you want to deposit, and then they look after it, and then when you want it, you just go and pick it up.
That sounds. I mean, how much money have you people got? Why do you need someone to protect it for you?
Well, if you think about it, it's very uncomfortable to bring lots of coins and valuable stuff with you all the time, right?
just like shiny rocks every now and again. I don't really use money.
But in regards to Dirk's question, how much money do you people have in your bank account?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Hang on.
I have, of course, Marina knows, but I have money as well that I have to deposit at the bank. That was
Oh.
from the
In our account, there is 24,500 gold pieces. With 500 gold in saving with a 5% interest, but I didn't write down how often that interest is added.
But usually it's monthly, right?
What's interest?
Because we use them as a bank, they add money on for us being customers.
So you give them money and they give you free money back. You know, it just stays there. It just stays in there. And they just give you free stuff back just for holding it.
Yeah.
It's like a thank you for choosing the services.
How do they make any money then? If they're just constantly giving you more of your money back, they don't take any of your money. They just give you more of your money back just to look after it. How does that work?
Have you ever heard of taxes?
1, 2, 3.
So the bank taxes you.
6, 7, 8.
Yes.
9, 10,
I know none of this makes any sense to me.
12, 13, 16.
Anyhow,
Okay.
there's so what's going on around here? There's something fails and
Yeah.
people just want the money back. What's going on?
Right, so but you go basically around the building, and you then effectively figure out that this is the Waltstavian bank branch, and that the paper birds are doing the figure of 8 around the territory of the building, the part of the city that it covers. So the bank is a large white building with golden outlines across the walls. At the front of the doors are 2 statues of smartly attired dwarves with large moustaches and top hats. There is a large queue which leads from the doors and snakes around the building in all directions. A handwritten sign on a portable chalkboard reads, "Still providing cash withdrawals, max withdrawal limit 20 gold pieces."
What's that mean then? You can only get 20 gold out.
It's not much, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I thought you said you had 26,000, and what, they just keep all the rest?
But they might not have as much gold here. I don't know how banking works. I'm barely an adult.
Okay, so I'll let you sort of like just do like a quick montage in your brain. But one of the things that Scott said whenever you were leaving Northwick was that because the borders have been closed to Minas Epidas, there was going to be a gold shortage. So he was advising you to take out mass quantities of gold while you could, but in the event that the banking system would collapse by the time that you get there.
Yeah, but we didn't have any chance to collect any golds because there was no banks around.
We got loads out before we left,
Northwick.
wherever. I still have like 400 gold on me, so...
So putting that and that together, but you're now basically seeing that the bank is still operational, but it's pretty much running out of gold if it's only allowing people to take out 20 gold pieces at a time.
Damn. Luckily I still got the little stash beauty.
But then putting that alongside what you're seeing around the city, you're not seeing a city that is running out of money. Like, you're not seeing like the homeless. You're not seeing people who are hungry. You're not seeing anything that shows a city in trouble, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I think it's just on these specific moments. It's not like how you say something they can carry for a very long time.
Yes, and you can have a hero point for that. But you basically work out that this problem that they're facing is made entirely possible because of the vampire problems. The undead, the closing of the border, this has had a really bad impact on the economy.
Well, we don't know if the all the vampire things is actually ended, but it is ending. So hopefully this situation will be sorted by itself.
Okay, so do you want to do anything here? You've basically got a letter that is inviting you to have a meeting with the bank manager in regards to your investment, or so you can act on that if you wish, or you can just carry on doing what you're doing.
I don't mind, but I know I'm gonna have to head off in a minute for bed.
Yeah, same.
Well, in that case, shall we leave it here because I need to strangle the children? I mean, put the children to bed, and then so we can come back to this with the full group.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man.
All right then. Well done for your speedy journey through the city. To the city. I must admit, I completely forgot that you had that spell. So,
Oh, what, to just fly there?
yeah.
Sneaky druid.
But were you thinking we would just walk our way down?
I figured you might want to try and hire an eagle or something like that, and have them fly you there.
Eagles.
All right then. So, are we okay for next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I had to figure out what week it was next week. Yes, I'm fine for next week.
All right then. Okay. I'll see you then. I'll send a message yelling at David for not joining us, and then hopefully he'll be able to join us next session.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
man.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
You too. Bye, guys.